right. Let's see. I have an R and I, but they're not that great. We can go. I could do them quickly.
We can complete it.
Yeah. I'll do just like a fire round R and I.
Yeah.
And then I have a C and E. They're all kind of like not fully formed ideas, but
yeah. We haven't done this in a while. We're rusty.
Man. Before we start, is there anything else that you want to share, or are you saving it all for the episode?
I just want to say I was so excited for Jimmy G to come back, just for him to literally. Oh my God! He was the cause of us losing.
Oh. The fumble. I thought the fumbled snap was going to be it, and then it's funny. Like you could see him getting closer and closer to the back of the end zone. And I just knew he was going to keep going. And then on top of that, I don't even think the play was blown dead yet. He still chucked one. He just has like such a crazy risk reward calculus in his head. It's just he just like takes a chance on like Debo on like the 3-yard line contested catch.
Yeah, it's like I'll just check it.
Would have been a pick six. Oh my God.
Well, I think the thing, the pass that got us the safety, wasn't it a pick six? It was going to be a pick six, right?
Yeah. Like the fact that he even gave that one a chance and threw it. It's like, oh my God.
The shades of I'm reminded of the Dallas Cowboys game where it was just like, well, he's going to throw this game away. Oh God.
Oh my God. Yeah. This is like interceptions on our own like 30-yard line when we're up 10. Oh.
Yeah.
Man.
That was
why are you a believer? Why are you a believer or a supporter? It's not necessarily you're a believer. You're just you think he's just better than Trey at the moment.
I just think you can't do you can't. I feel like it's more of like a kind of an optics thing and kind of like just a respect thing where you can't. Like Jimmy G, his overall record when he's a starter is really good. And it's like, oh, this guy took you to the NFC Championship game. You can't just kick him out of the organization.
You want to give him a chance to compete for the job. But they didn't even do that.
Yeah, they're just like, well,
which is interesting.
We lost the game. You might as well pack your bag. Well, it was kind of implied that he would be gone, so
yeah.
I think if they traded him away, I don't know, actually they kind of just they just lucked out that they signed him again for this year instead of letting him go.
Who knows, man? Yeah, there's probably some alternate universe where they did trade him, but too many things would have changed. You can't know for certain if Trey Lance would have broke his ankle in that alternate universe. You can't know for sure.
I think, it's kind of tough when you're winning and you go to the playoffs, but there's like a QB waiting in the wings. It's like, it is a tough position to be in. It's like, do you want to? I feel like you kind of have to do to me, you have to kind of do the honorable thing and keep the previous QB around. But it's just like a sticky situation where you you spend so much draft capital on Trey Lance that you're like, well, we really have to at least start him, so it's like, it's not an easy decision to make.
But I mean, you saw what happened in Dallas. Green Bay.
Yeah. No, it's just this funny thing. It's just like, It's like last week I was so high on Jimmy, and then this week I'm just like, well, I know why. Now I know why they drafted QB.
Oh God. I feel like this is a good segue into like my first topic. And so, as you know, RICE stands for Rest, Ice, Compress, and Elevate. And so we talk about things from our life that we want to rest, ice, compress, and elevate. And like, oh man, like I kind of just this past like year, I would say, just got really excited for the Niners and the potential, and like would just like it's learned like, and once they traded for the number 3 pick, I found out about all the like different Niners Twitter personalities and podcasts, and I just like went all in. And I guess it's been 2 years because so that was the whole thing last year. I was already following the team more than I had been. And then after last year, then I wait the entire offseason for this year. And then, you know, the guy that I've been excited about goes down after 2 weeks. So really from April 2021 to September 2022, I think I just like listened to an unhealthy amount of sports podcasts, and that's what I need to put to rest. I feel like I've just been, I think in general, like just podcasts in general, there's just been, it's like brain science, you know, like our brains, for the sake of their survival, when we were cavemen, we've always wanted to obtain as much information as possible and learn as much as possible. And it's hard to like turn that off. And I think that's like what a lot of big tech companies and Twitter and social media and podcasts do to our brains. I mean, it tricks our brains into thinking that it's actually important information, when in reality, like, I think if I allowed my brain to rest more, it'd be a lot healthier. I'd like, you know, be allowed to think about more interesting things. And so that's my rest.
So you're saying that you want to kind of not utilize as much like of your phone or like just media in general?
Yeah. I just need to unplug from the media cycle.
Yeah.
I got all that hopium from the
hopium
Niners trading up, and it just like overran my brain. It was so unhealthy.
This sports media infusion. That's interesting.
Get back to, you know, like taking showers and like just listening to my thoughts, or, you know, doing chores and listening to my thoughts, or just playing music or something.
Yeah. That's interesting you say that, because I feel like and this is no way like I did this wasn't going to be my rest, but I feel like especially in COVID, my usage of my phone has ramped up like to extreme levels. Like before like when I started working after college, like riding the bus, riding the Muni, I would literally just ride in silence until my stop, and I would get off. And then the day that I started listening to music just on the bus, I like could never go back to like just sitting in silence. But I feel like that's pretty standard, so I don't think that's too big of a deal. But like during COVID, I started just utilizing my phone like all the time. Like I'd wake up for work, look at my phone, and like go take a dump at the office, bring my phone. look at
And
my
you
phone
use
during
it.
my break. Yeah, I'd use it. Like I'm on answering messages on Discord, or I'm like going on Reddit, or like going on
Yeah.
Facebook.
Like you
And it's
use it
just,
to wake yourself up too.
yeah.
Like if I'm tired in the morning, but I know I need to like get up, the blue light of the
The
cell phone
blue
will
light.
like
Yeah.
completely wake my brain up.
And I don't, yeah, I feel like I always need to, like, maybe this is the thing that they're talking about when they're talking about like phone addiction or something on the news or whatever. Like, I feel like my mind needs to be always stimulated. And I don't know if that's probably not healthy. And and I do want to like stop,
Yeah.
but it's like,
Because you think it's like part of your survival to take in that information and take in whatever you're consuming. We just have we still have the caveman brain, but in the 21st century. Yeah, the music on the bus is totally like the gateway drug.
yeah.
And it just it just sets a different precedent, and then it slowly encroaches. It's like that first step. It's grooming you.
Yeah. This isn't so bad. And then next thing you know.
Yeah, it used to be so gross and like so perverse to like look at your phone on the toilet. Like I remember my mom would be like, "I can't believe you're looking at your phone on the." Now she does it too, and she doesn't even remember that she used to frown upon it.
As my college, my college roommate, I forgot what he was absolutely unashamed of bringing his phone with him whenever he had to take a shit.
He would just like call it out.
He would just be like, "Oh, forgot my phone," and then he would just go to them.
Yeah,
and you could just hear him like play like a mobile game as he was just taking a shit. Just hilarious. And I thought that was kind of weird, but now I'm just like doing it all the time.
So he doesn't even play the mobile game on silent. He'll just have it on blast while he's taking a shit.
Yeah, what a man.
Yeah, no. It used to be that you would read the ingredients on the shampoo bottle while you go poo. Not anymore. Did you ever do that?
No, I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, that was totally my thing.
I don't know. Okay, wait. Before we switch to the next topic, I don't know if you like anyone like your parents did this or whatever, but my dad, he would used to read, he used to read newspapers while on the John, and and I thought that was hilarious. But look at me reading the news on my phone.
I thought you were going to say and then he used the newspaper to clean up. That does remind me of like my aunt. Like she just had a plunger next to her toilet in her bathroom, and then underneath the plunger was like a newspaper because she didn't want the plunger to touch the tile. And I still remember what the article was about. It was just about how like the basketball player Sean Marion was like becoming a really good player, and it was just like talking about his statistics and all the things he does on defense and stuff. And I probably read that article like 30 times while sitting on my aunt's toilet.
Let me just read the Sporting Green today.
Yeah. Sporting Green. The Sporting Green, and I ate some spinach.
Oh, gee.
All right, ice. I do have an ice. I want to get to your Chicago stuff, so I'll go fast. One thing I think we should put on ice and just cool it and just stop for a while is the multiverse. I feel like everything's multiverse now. Every new show, every new movie, especially like mainstream comic book, intellectual property, there's multiverse. We don't need to linger on this one, but if you have any thoughts on that, go ahead.
Wait, but what do you mean by multiverse? Like create like
We just gotta stop. Every new show and every new movie is like multiverse, and we just gotta stop doing it.
wait, but what do you mean by like the title has multiverse, or like they're just expanding, or they're just going across universes? Like, what do you?
Yeah, just like the subject matter or the story, or like the construction of it. They're all it's always a story where they're jumping into different multiverses.
Is that what like Marvel is doing, or?
There was like there's a run of like Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. There's that indie movie, Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Oh yeah,
there was I don't know. Yeah, I'm totally blanking, but you can cut that out if you want. But there's more. I know there's more. Oh, the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, or whatever it was called, the Spider-Man multiverse.
There's even a game called something of the multiverse, or maybe it's just called Multiverse. It's like a fighting game, but it's like you can play as Darth Vader or like whatever, Superman, and it's just like literally every like all the different sort of franchises lumped together in a game.
And then you got the metaverse too, the crypto tech industry, and I'm sure there's more, but I can't name them all right now. But too much multiverse. I think everyone thinks it's a very profound philosophical topic to explore, but I don't know. It never really gets there for me.
So it's just another trope.
Yeah. It just kind of. I think they just kind of go into the surface level stuff and like how things it would be funny if things look different, or like in the Everything Ever All at Once, if people had like sausages for fingers and like a lot of like dumb stuff that just like just tiring. So putting the multiverse on ice. Do you want to do your C and E?
Right on. Sure. Well, my C and E is I guess it's my segue into Chicago. You can hear me okay, right? Mm-hmm. Well, my C is here. I have my notes written down here. So I have the definition. So C is compress, and we want to. So according to the dictionary, when I Google compress, it says flatten by pressure, squeeze, or press. So, but I feel like when I think of compress, I feel like it's smushing something into like a smaller space. Or at least that's how I think of it. It's like you're compressing air, or you're like compressing like an object into a smaller item. And kind of how this relates to Chicago is, so we stayed at basically downtown, like the heart of downtown Chicago. And so before I go any further, you've gone to Chicago before, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So we stayed at I think it's called the Loop or whatever, where essentially it's downtown.
I don't know why I thought I went to Chicago. I've never been to Chicago. I think it's just because I was in Michigan recently. It's like the same general area.
Yeah, same general area.
Don't know what the Loop is.
Okay, but I think so someone from Chicago can probably jump in and educate me, but I want to say downtown Chicago. But I think I think it might even be formally called the Loop, because I think a lot of the subways, like coming from north and south, they'll like meet in the downtown region and then kind of loop to the opposite direction. So I think that's why it's called the Loop. Like all
Yeah.
these like public transportation options meet there, and then they just go on their different ways. But what I noticed like immediately the first day in Chicago in the downtown region is every single building has a revolving door. So,
Mm.
in those revolving doors where it's like, there's like 4 spaces and then you have to push the door to like basically
Yeah.
enter and exit, right? So
Yeah.
at first I was just like, oh, that's kind of like, when I first like saw the first 2, I was like, okay, this is kind of like San Francisco, like in the financial district or whatever. And then I noticed like in every single building, there was a revolving door. Like there was a revolving door to get into a Walgreens. There was a revolving door to get into a Starbucks. There was a revolving door to get into a Dunkin' Donuts. It just literally every single first floor building, you had to push one of those doors. And even on the subways, you had like a metal version where there was just like a lot of vertically stacked like metal bars and you had to like push it. And I just thought that was like strange because on one hand there's like the utilitarian aspect of like maybe you want to just not let a lot of people into the building at once with a regular door because of like safety reasons. But on the other hand, I just could not understand it. I was like, oh, is this like a Midwest thing? Like maybe it's just like an architectural thing. So I was just like really confused the entire trip. And I was just consciously looking for revolving doors everywhere.
Yeah. Couldn't turn it off. Yeah. I think like, so it was your compression that you feel squeezed in there?
Yeah. Like every single time I had to go inside a revolving door, which was like many, many times, I just felt like I had to like, firstly,
did you ever go into a little quarter with someone else? Smushing there together?
Maybe only like once. I think I consciously tried to like get my own space.
But someone
like,
followed you in.
I think I followed one person in. Like I was the guy that followed someone in, but
did you know him? Or was it someone you were traveling with?
It was someone I was traveling with. And like, yeah, it was weird. It was like, is there an etiquette to this?
Were they uncomfortable with it?
No, they were good.
They didn't even notice.
I'd imagine if it was a stranger, they'd be like, who are you? Why are you behind me?
Yeah. I've definitely had a stranger hop in on my revolving door before. And it was like, yeah, it was creepy. It was like, yeah, you're like expecting them to like follow you wherever you go after that. Like start stalking you everywhere.
You jump in the door and you just don't exit. You just keep going around.
Yeah. Try to shake them. See if they leave first. That's like a thing I heard actually when you're riding an elevator with a woman. They think that you think that it's more polite to let them go out of the elevator first and then go second. But a lot of women prefer that you go first and then they go second.
Okay.
Because men are evil and like, assault women. And so they would rather follow you than you follow them. It feels sketchy if you go after them.
I've heard the same thing about not elevators, but the same thing about like just walking down the block in general. Like you should walk ahead of the woman first, because apparently it's like if you walk behind a woman, people think you're like checking out the rear or something like that, and it's like frowned upon now, I guess. I don't know. That's what I heard. So I don't know how much like cultural, like how strongly that is in like in our culture. But
I think I do have an explanation for the revolving door though.
Okay. Hit me.
Except for the metal one. The metal one doesn't really make sense. I feel like the metal one's just kind of like, I don't know, maybe roundabouts just being more common in certain other parts of the country. and like the utility of a roundabout versus in California, there's not that many roundabouts, even though they actually help with traffic. But I think with the revolving door, it has to do with areas that get really, really cold. And so basically a revolving door is almost like when you go into like a spaceship air duct, you know, where you kind of go there first and then it kind of, you know, adjusts the pressure for you before you go on to the space shuttle. You know, you kind of see that in movies, you know, where like one like space vessel docks onto another and then they go into the air duct and then they get onto the spaceship.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like that, but like since it's so cold, you know, with a revolving door, it's like you're allowing like a quarter of the circle into the building one by one, and like as it's like rotating, it's like getting warmed up a little bit. Whereas like if you just do like a regular door and you gotta like keep opening the door completely, and then it allows more cold air into the building.
That makes a lot of sense to me, because imagine having one of those like automatic doors that open left and right, and then a gust of cold Chicago air, like Chicago breeze blows into the building.
Were you in Chicago when the Niners played the Bears?
I was there the week before.
Yeah. Oh my God, that too. Oh.
That's my compressed.
Mine is this is kind of a stretch, but you know, you're talking about squeezing.
You took the glasses off, said that I know this is going to be a wild one.
So I kind of think of it as like I want to just kind of like tighten my grip on something, and you know, maybe we don't have to analyze it fully right now, but like over the course of the next few weeks or so, our antennas can go up and we can really pick it apart. And I think there's another way of interpreting it as a compress, but I'll explain that later. So one thing I've been noticing in like TV commercials and stuff, and media and all that, is like the narrators. It's like whoever is, you know, producing these ads, they're getting narrators that have a little bit of like ebonics to their speak, where they want the narrator to have like a little bit of like black slang or like black colloquialism while they like sell you like something about how like great Amazon is or whatever.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So that was just like an interesting phenomenon that I want to like look at and like think about, because I can see, like, that's the cynical part of me sees like the motivation of it, like, oh, you know, it's like if we want to seem more like cool and approachable to our consumers, we should like have this guy narrate our commercial, and he's gonna sound kind of like hip and funky and, you know, black dude. So I've just been noticing that more recently in commercials. And I guess it's also like another way to think of it as a compression is like just squeezing every ounce of black culture you can get to profit off of. Because, you know, like America has a history of profiting off of black culture, and they're just squeezing all the juice out of the lemon with now you're doing this narrator thing.
Well, I see it mostly. I don't think I've noticed it on Amazon. I totally noticed, like I 100% noticed it on NFL Sundays, every little ad they run, it has what you're talking about. Well, where it's like it's clear they're targeting like Black Americans or something. Like we're like, as opposed to when they're selling jerseys, or like maybe they're talking about like the NFL Network, or they're talking about like food. You can clearly tell they're marketing towards like a specific audience.
Yeah, it used to be like if it was like a Pizza Hut commercial, it'd be like, like buy the new breadsticks for $10.99 when and it's just like a very like straight laced white guy narration. But now they're kind of getting privy to doing like for only $10.99 you can get it. do that like I can't imagine like some Black voiceover actor going into a studio and doing like a line reading, and then like the director being like, can you give it a little more flavor?
Can you make it sound a little more urban?
Yeah. So that's what I've been thinking about, man. Need a little more soul on this take. That's my compress. If you have any other thoughts, feel free to share them.
I think that was good. I think that's fun. We have to just sit here. One day we have to just sit and watch televisions and point it out. Be like, hey.
Yeah, just take notes. Yeah. Just compile all of them into one master video.
It's pretty good. Okay. So I'm going to move on. And I'm going to move on to elevate, because, sometimes in order to get better, you have to elevate your, not just the body. What is it? You have to elevate above
your heart,
horizontal or something. Your heart.
Yeah.
So I can't even, I'm so bad that I can't remember. Yeah.
It's like a blood flow thing.
Got to get that blood flowing, and in order to get better. So you always hear people say, like, oh, we're elevating your game. Whatever. If you're on a team of veteran players of a winning culture, you have to elevate your game in order to basically meet those expectations or meet those standards. And I think this is a larger conversation that we can have, but I'm gonna bust out. I think I already texted you this, but I think San Francisco has to elevate its game compared to Chicago. Right.
Is it like in sports culture, or just like as a city?
I think as a city. And the reason why I'm saying that is as I was thinking about this, I watched. Have you seen the movie Saturday Night Live? Or not Saturday Night Live, Saturday Night Fever.
I've seen clips of it. I think I've seen the movie, but it's been way too long.
Oh, okay. So that's the one where it's like I think it was John Travolta where he's in the white suit and he's doing his disco moves and all that.
Yeah.
But there's this really nice opening shot. Like the opening montage is basically like a pan over of Brooklyn where they like go over the bridge, and then you see like the city, and then you see like the subway on the raised tracks going through the city, and then you see John Travolta strutting through the streets with Bee Gees Staying Alive playing in the background, and it's just so iconic. And when I went to Chicago, I was like thinking about not like Saturday Night Fever, but like wow, I'm in like a big American classic city that was like a big deal during like whatever the late 19th century, early 20th century. You always hear like these big American cities, New York or like Detroit or like Chicago, and just the way I think so. Obviously, this disclaimer: I've only been to like the touristy area, so there's probably like places that are terrible in Chicago, but it's all these like classic elements of like a big American city. Like I said, the raised subway tracks, like going through between the like buildings, not like in San Francisco where it's like it's either on the same ground level or like in the subway. It's like it's got those classic steel like subway cars that are like in movies, and like there's tons of like tall skyscrapers downtown with these like kind of historical architecture, and then like kind of old school like turn of the like Great Depression era type look. And I'm just gonna list them out. Those on the Chicago Riverwalk, the Trump, even like Trump Tower, like Wrigley Tower, Willis Tower, the Rookery Building, like these just iconic buildings that are just like wow. And I was like thinking to myself, I was like, wow, San Francisco doesn't really like. It's got the Ferry Building, and now I guess it has the Salesforce Tower, but there's not really like iconic. There's no like and Transamerica Pyramid, but like there's no like iconic like a row of buildings that are just it just pops out at you, and it's just like when I'm in downtown Chicago, I'm like, wow, look at all these like really nice looking like old like they're old, but like they're super nice looking and like aesthetic.
Yeah.
And then I think one more thing, there's just tons of the idea of just having like a public area for like people to enjoy. They have this like humongous part. Like I think it's just like it's a bunch of it on the map. It looks like just one gigantic park, but it's actually like 3-4 parks fused together. But it's like that idea of having like this big public space for people to enjoy. It feels like from like a city planning or like just like a public welfare perspective, it's just like pretty astonishing that they like thought of that.
And like it's bigger than it might be like, is it like that? It might be the same size or bigger than Golden Gate Park, but I think that you can almost feel the breadth of it better than Golden Gate Park. You can kind of look for distances and just kind of feel the expanse more. Golden Gate Park kind of more isolated or like tucked in.
I feel like it's bigger than Golden Gate Park, but the thing is like Golden Gate Park there's a lot of it, how there's some of it is like picnic areas, right? So like people can go there and like chill. But a lot of Golden Gate Park, I feel like, it's like the trail areas and a bunch of trees. So you can't like actually like sit down and like talk to someone, but
it doesn't feel communal in the same way.
Yeah. It's more like enjoy the nature scenery kind of park versus like a real public park.
It's kind of like it's kind of like Dolores Park in San Francisco, but it was a lot bigger so that it didn't get overrun by tech
city. Exactly. Yeah. And it was just crazy because like, it was like that times, it was like Dolores Park times 6 basically, but it's like you didn't really see people like having a picnic. It was just like flat grass everywhere. So it was kind of weird, like compared to San Francisco. Anyone like if you see like open grass, everyone takes advantage to like do a picnic or like walk their dog. Over in Chicago, it didn't seem like that. At least that area that I was in, like people took advantage of that.
Oh, really? Oh. But wouldn't you say you wanted to see people like coming together there or from all over the city?
Yeah. I just thought it was like weird that there was no one taking advantage of those spaces compared to San Francisco, where it was like, oh, Dolores. It's like, and then there's like a bazillion people there.
Yeah, I guess it's like there's a scarcity. There's a scarcity in San Francisco. Perhaps in Chicago, that huge plot is not as much in demand. Like there's not as much demand.
Yeah.
For it. That's another thing too. Like I feel like it's so hard in San Francisco for commerce, small businesses, little like hole in the wall places, relative to like in New York. I just feel like there's just more action. There's more. Every little square inch of the city is filled with like something interesting that someone's hustling for, or trying to sell, or like some sort of like potential. Whereas like in San Francisco, you just always have to like go to the neighborhood, and then the neighborhood just has like that one street with like kind of just like
the action,
hit or miss businesses.
Yeah.
That are kind of boring or family friendly or whatever. And she's like, all right, whatever.
Cough, cough, Noriega or Irving or whatever.
Yeah. Like Chestnut and all that too.
Yeah, Chestnut.
All right, whatever.
Your Gary or your Clement.
Yeah, where like you can walk large stretches of those streets and just be like, not really interested in anything here. I don't really find any of this all that interesting. It could also be that we're just numb to it since we've been around it this whole time.
True.
But I don't really think in a vacuum that it's as exciting. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess that's my that's my elevate. I think I mean, I still like San Francisco, but I still really like San Francisco. It's just going to like an even bigger city and thinking like the scope of it is just like pretty remarkable, I guess.
Yeah. I was talking to a lot of New York people this weekend because I had to go to a wedding. And yeah, it was just making me think about New York and how it's...
Oh, you were in New York this weekend?
No, it was in the Bay Area, but there were like New York people coming. And it was just so interesting. It's so interesting how it feels like its own universe. Where it's like its entire world is just in this like metropolis. And to further isolate it from the rest of the country, it has like its own cable company. Like I don't think anyone is like on Xfinity there. It has its own like separate New York network, and all the New York taxis look exactly the same, and there's only one cab company. And like the way things are designed, it's kind of old world, but it's also kind of modern at the same time. So it was very distinct in its flavor, like the flavor you don't really get anywhere else. It's very interesting. You feel like all the capital and big business and shit that's like gone into it, but it actually is kind of like crystallized into like an identity. It's interesting. The Mecca.
The Midwest Mecca.
Yeah. Next, you got to go to New York.
This has sparked my a little bit of that travel bug in me.
I know. Yeah, you got to do it. I know you got all that government money saved up, man. It's time.
My 2 rubles of government money.
And now you're moving back in home, you save a little more on rent too.
I am. Did I tell you that I'm going to Cancun in November?
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
What are you going for?
I'm going for a wedding. Another wedding.
Yeah. Whose wedding is it?
Do you know who Mr. Kevin... I'm hesitant to say his full name because I don't want to dox anyone here.
Oh, yeah. You can put it in the chat. or something.
I'll put it. I'll put it in the chat. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, that's on brand. I'll say that.
Yeah, but never traveled internationally, so
getting your passport.
I have it all updated, so I'm ready to go.
Hell yeah, man! That's a good elevate, man. Mine is very simple. I'm going to elevate. I'm going to put it on a pedestal. And we're all going to look up at it and admire and get really excited for sports gambling in California.
We've never shied away from politics. So
yeah, so I feel like you're better at staying informed on policy than me. Do you have an opinion on sports gambling in California? I'm just excited to gamble on sports in a very easy and accessible way.
But I haven't been following that, but I'm for it. I'm for some skittle and sports gambling in California.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Well, it's like the Native American, like American Indian stuff, and then the homelessness stuff are both pawns being played in this game.
It's hilarious because I'm like, the way that the people who are opposed to sports gambling, they're like, oh yeah, it's not actually going to help homelessness, and I think they're absolutely 100% right. But it's like, it's such a cynical way of saying, like, no, I shouldn't say cynical. It's a super dishonest way to be against sports gambling, even though there's like, I think it is true. It's not going to help homelessness, but their way of saying that don't vote for this is so stupid.
Yeah, because the alternative is like nothing. There there is no revenue, and there are no taxes that would go to the homelessness, even if it's like not that much. There's still some of it going to it.
Yeah, I'm sure there's still some of it. And if you look at the ads,
if you look at the anti ones are paid for. Yeah,
it's paid for like Indian gaming companies. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm on the same boat as you. I'm ready to like find some kind of accessible way to gamble.
Yeah, that's like not sketchy, or you don't have to worry about like getting hacked or getting some virus or going on some weird website. Yeah. I mean, yeah, and then thoughts on like Indian gambling and the in the tribes and stuff. That's like a whole nother conversation that we don't need to get into. But
so, do you think they're gonna? Does that mean that they can build a casino, and you don't have to? I know you just said like don't go to this fun. Does that mean you can build a casino now if it's tailored towards sports gambling?
I think it's just the computer and phone apps.
Okay.
Yeah.
So does that mean that? How does that change our fantasy football? Does it change it? Because haven't we always been able to like play like bet money on fantasy football?
I don't think so. I think we always have to do it, basically with cash and just like off the record, even though the record's clear on Venmo. Like, I guess like now you can actually be built into the app, It'd be actually easier on you, the commissioner, because
pay up, you suckers. I know some of you haven't paid yet.
Like, if you can't, then if people don't pay up, then it's like they literally like can't even be in the league if it's like so tethered like that. I don't know if people actually do that though. Like, I don't know if they're actually like, maybe on Yahoo, like if you're on Yahoo but you live in a state where you can gamble, like they build in the money. I don't know. But you can still, I feel like we can still participate in some of those like promotions where like, like like, hey, you have a chance to win $1 million if you like play this daily fantasy. I think we can still do that.
Daily pick'em.
Can we still do that?
I don't know.
Kind of like the lotto at that point, I guess.
Okay, so if this passes, if sports gambling becomes legal in California, what's the first thing you're gonna do? Like, what's the first game you're gonna play?
Well, that's fun. Like, I definitely took advantage. Every time I go to Michigan, I take advantage. The first time I went to Michigan, I really took advantage because you can do all the promos where you can like bet $5 and you automatically win $100. And so like last year in Michigan, I was able to get like $700 of like sports gambling revenue because of all the promos. But now they have my identity, so I can't take advantage of the promos anymore.
So like, this guy's winning too, but this guy's getting too many freebies.
Yeah, and like so, and then they know they literally know your social security number when you do these apps. So once it gets legalized in California, I feel like I won't be allowed to do the promos because like my social security number is already
this guy moved states.
Yeah. So, but I'm excited for you to do the promos when they start coming in California. You can really take advantage of it. And then like, you just got to have the right, like Bill Simmons always does football picks, and like you kind of listen to them, and then you can kind of pick ones that you like based off of like how you feel about the game and your gut and stuff. So you just, that's kind of my strategy. It's just to like listen to what other people that know about this are like talking about, and then like kind of weigh it against how you feel.
So you're saying that you're going against your rest though, because if sports gambling is legalized, you're gonna have to tune in extra hard to these sports podcasts.
I'm gonna subscribe to like 8 more. Well, we still got a little more than a month until election day, right? Is it in October or November?
I think it's in November. I think, yeah.
So I'll go cold turkey until November. And then it probably takes a while for the whole infrastructure to be put in place. But
well, I'm kind of excited, to be honest. I'm ready to lose a couple hundred.
Yeah. Well, to come full circle on our Niners talk, when I was in Michigan this year in August, and I didn't really have any promos, but I still put some money on Niners to win the Super Bowl. I put money on Nick Bosa, Defensive Player of the Year.
These are some bold picks. Huh? I said these are some bold picks.
I know. I put and then I put money on I forgot something else. Niners with good, like a high payout. And then I had like a little bit more money left to put it on something on the Niners, but like stuff like winning the division wasn't really like a high payout. So then I settled on Kyle Shanahan, NFL Coach of the Year. Not looking good.
Oh man. That's funny. It's like, winning a division isn't a very high payout, but somehow if you win the Super Bowl, it is.
Yeah, it would be pretty good. If all those hit, it would be a lot of money, but
you'd be a rich man.
I figured when I placed those bets, I thought maybe like the Trey Lance development project would work out, and then everyone would give credit to Shanahan. And it's all about like, he might be a little rusty week 1, but like by week 16, he'll, be a lot better and ready for the playoffs. That all blew up. But Nick Bosa, Defensive Player of the Year, could still happen. Could still happen.
This Hufanga guy is
Yeah.
tearing it up.
Wow.
Yeah. He came out of, wow, crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's Defensive Player of the Year material, but that guy is going to be a Pro Bowler or something if he keeps it up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's incredible. It's just instincts, man. He just has the instincts. Ooh.
People are already comparing him to Troy Polamalu, and I'm like, yo, is it because he's like Polynesian or something? Or is he just like, that's probably why, but same style.
Yeah.
The hair.
Yeah. The hair. Did Polamalu also go to USC? Maybe.
I think so, actually.
Because I think he's actually mentoring him too and stuff. So it's just like too easy. Too easy. Yep. And that's rice. Whenever you're injured, remember rice. Rest, ice, compress, and elevate.
Thank you, Jason Miyamoto.
Good night, everybody.